They say when it's closest, that hurts worse. That someone that's closest to you caused the most pain, the most damage. Do y'all believe that? I do. Who am I? I'm Dark Knight. It's Dark Knight Radio. I'm back with another story time. This one is titled My Best Friend Backstabbed Me. So let's jump right into it. I'm a 28-year-old and I have a best friend I've been knowing since grade school, elementary. I've been married for 2 years. Now, I've been knowing this guy since I first seen him when there was boogers and snot coming out of his nose, and I gave him a towel to wipe his face. Blood couldn't make us any closer. You know, we met girls together, we partied together, we went out, we traveled. My last place, you know, he had a key. He would basically come in whenever he wanted, even though I had a wife. He would come into the refrigerator. If I'm at work, I'd come home to his car, my driveway. He was practically my twin, my brother, my best man. We had a group of people, but me and him were always the closest. We shared kindred spirits. We shared like minds. We liked the same snacks, the same kind of women. And that's almost like foreshadowing. So when I met my wife, I met her on my job. Met her on my job and I got a number. We started going out, casually. We started dating for like 7-8 months before we actually made it official. And she met my best friend a few times. And you couldn't tell that there was you couldn't tell they were attractive to each other, by the way they interacted. They would go out, they wouldn't share, eye contact, they barely spoke at times. It was always cordial. He used to call her his sister. So, fast forward, one day I worked late and I didn't get home till about 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And my best friend was at my house. Now, my girl was supposed to be at her mother's house doing hair, so I didn't even know she was at the house. So when I get home, my girlfriend is in the bed, sleeping in her panties and bras, and my best friend is on the sofa with his shoes off, his socks off, a tank top, and his boxers. Now, I trust my best friend and my wife at the time, so I never suspected anything. Call me naive. So, but I can tell you this, the energy, it felt off, and it wasn't what they had on, it wasn't the attire, I didn't smell sex in the air, it just felt strange. Everything was normal, but it felt strange. Like everything was normal, like I walked in, my orange juice was still there, the carpet was clean, everything was where it's supposed to have been. It's like something spoke to me. It just didn't feel right. So fast forward after that night, I went to sleep and I tell my homeboy, I talked to him in the morning, it was a long day, and I go in and I sleep with my wife, and for some reason I felt horny that night. I wanted to have sex and she didn't. I found that strange, but I didn't think much into it. So we all go to sleep. We wake up in the morning and my best friend is gone. Like, he left at first light. He didn't talk to me, he didn't say anything, he just left. After then, I noticed that my wife had become particularly different or distant. She was there, but she wasn't there. She gave cordial emotions, but it was no heart in it. If we would have sex, there was no intimacy, no moaning. It was just robotic. And I used to ask myself, was it me? Did I not shower? Was I not hitting it the way I used to hit it? What was it? But she never spoke to me. My friend started back coming around, I want to say a week or two after that day. He started back coming around. When he came, I noticed that my wife and he and my wife, their interactions were different. They were more playful, they hit each other, and they used to call each other brothers and sisters way more than how they did in the first place. I didn't know, like I said, I trusted them both, so I didn't see it as strange. As a matter of fact, I wanted them to have the best relationship together because these are the two people I care about the most in this world, beside my mom. So fast forward, and I'm just, right now it's making more sense of all the telltale signs. I noticed they used to tell jokes of how they watched movies when I wasn't at home, and how they would catch shows, and when I would show up, they would recite these shows and songs and dance and play and frolic. Well, like I said, they would always include me, so it never felt strange. Now, one day, she was particularly distant than other days. I asked her, why are you so distant? It seems like there's a problem. Is there a problem? And, she told me just work, she was tired, and she did get a promotion at her job. So it made sense, or it was a good excuse, or a good alibi at the time. But in the back of my mind, I used to think, okay, if you're so tired, you show my best friend all the attention in the world. Like, you have an extra gas tank of energy when he comes around. And that was something that stuck in my mind. So one day he came over and he was texting. I'm thinking he was known for having quite a few women, so he was texting, and this is nothing that wasn't done before. This is something we knew about my best friend. He texted different women, he was texting and laughing. And I noticed at the same time he was texting, my wife was receiving text messages. She was looking down and laughing at it. And I'm thinking, I don't know if that's a coincidence, but it's strange, right? So this is something that's completely spooky to me that never ever in my life happened. And this is what caused me to see her phone when I wasn't even trying to see it, right? I had a workout water bottle. And one day I put it in a place that I never put it. And it was in such a strange place that no one would think to put a water bottle there. The space wasn't even that big. I don't know, I guess I almost tripped and I put it down to move some out the way. And the water almost fell, and her phone happened to be there open on the message he had just sent her. While we both was trying to catch the water bottle before it fell, we both reached for the water bottle, and I just happened to glance at the phone that said my best friend's name. And it said, my mustache smells and still tastes like you. And I saw it, but I didn't see it. At that moment, I felt like somebody poured hot and freezing water over my head at the same time. I got that chill down my spine, and I'm thinking to myself, this can't be what I think it is. Even if she's cheating on me, I'd rather she do it with some other guy except my best friend. So what happened? I put it away and I locked it deep, deep down inside me. Yeah, I did. I just didn't want to believe the two people I love the most. I'm a very, very loyal person. And when this happened, I just couldn't believe it, to the point where I buried it. I buried it so deep, I started to develop certain mental issues. So fast forward, it was the same thing. He would come over, he would make jokes. One joke I remember in particular that killed me. He said, asked him what did you have planned for the day? He told me, I just got done smashing somebody's wife, and I put it on her so good that she was limping and she was screaming my name. And I didn't want to sit here and believe he was talking about my wife that was 10 feet away from me in the other room. And you know what's funny? My wife was limping for 2 days. Like I said, in my head, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that he would be so arrogant. I didn't want to believe she would be so evil. But it continued to the point where I used to go to work, and I was at work expecting and suspecting that they were at home having sex, to the point where when I went home, she would be in the bed, and my best friend would be coming out the kitchen with a hard on. And I could smell sex in the air. So one day my wife was looking through her photos, and I noticed, we would playfully have sex videos. We haven't had sex in a week at that time, and she scrolled past a video of her giving some dude a blowjob, and her gagging and bobbling on it. And I said, "Would they go back? Go back to what?" And she would not go back to the video. She gets mad and defensive and say, "Why are you looking through my phone? What do you think I'm doing? Something? I'm not that type of female. If you think you married a thot or a slut, you should never marry. You should break up with me right now." And I thought, why are you getting so defensive? But it all makes sense. Fast forward, I ended up going through her phone and seeing a 10-minute video of her giving my best friend a blowjob. He actually finished in her mouth. It broke my heart. And all that I could do was bury it, to the point where I had a mild stroke, which left me paralyzed in my whole left side. When I had the stroke, neither one of them came down to see me at all. The only person that came down was my mom, and I told her what happened and what I saw. She went to the house and got my belongings and my clothes. To this day, I never went back to the house. I never spoke to my best friend again. All the thing I texted both of them was I knew about them, and I never spoke to them again. I blocked and deleted their numbers. Right now, I live with my mom, and I'm paralyzed. I can't work. I had a good job. I can barely speak. I can barely walk. My mom is old, and she's not doing good herself. So if she passes, no one is here to look out for me, and I wouldn't even allow my ex-wife, my ex-best friend to do it. My message here today is that I don't think you can trust anyone but family, real family, not best friends, not wives. Always look at your surroundings. Never trust people. Always better yourself. People are out here to get you. Man, guys, that story got me. It's Dark Knight. I'm back. Telling that story gave me goosebumps. This man is forever paralyzed on his entire left side. He can't work. The only person that can take care of him is mom, the friends, his ex-wife, and I think it's speculating the ex-wife and the best friend are together. Why? I want to know why. What would possess his best friend and his wife to do that behind the man's back? I mean, yeah, you can say he was weak, but when someone, I put it at, it's not what you do, it's who you do it for. It's not the loyalty or honor you show to a person, it's who you show it to. Ain't nothing wrong with showing love, honor, respect to somebody, and you're faithful to them. But it's who you do it to. You can't waste energy on people like this. The first sign of trouble, he should have been dead at the whole thing, in my opinion. That stroke, I hate to say it, but it was kind of on him. He sat there and said he buried it, and he took it. No. She's supposed to be out your house, and that friend, his ass should have been beat. Like, you don't do that to your brother. They do each other since grade school. And because this dude had so much loyalty, so much honor, he let it slide because in the sake of honor and love for them, respect. No, they're the wrong people to show it. You guys, tell me what you think about this story. Comment down below. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe, please. It's Dark Knight Radio. This story got me discombobulated, y'all. I'm sorry. It's Dark Knight Radio. I'm Dark Knight. You guys be good. Be safe.